And people are really struggling with depression. People do not have food to eat. People don't have places to sleep.
And it's even worse when you have children. I feel like a lot of people, the people who are struggling the most are the single mothers. I won't say all of them, but most of the people that I've come across are single mothers. Napata mtu ako na watoto wawili, watatu. She's alone. The husband or the man in question is not in the picture. The children need to go to school. They need to eat. They need to dress. Hauna kazi. Maybe utapata mtu anafulia watu ndio survive. Kufulia watu utapata maybe unalipwa 300 to 500. You have rent to pay. In this 300, and it's not like hizi kazi za kufua you get every day.
So if you want and you are unable to also find someone to speak with, sit down and write on foolscaps. Type on laptop, type on a phone, write on a diary. This is where we talk about parenting. Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching. My name is Achieng Opio. This is where we talk about parenting, and this is where we make you rich with parenting knowledge. Not that we are experts, but we are just sharing our experiences. And this is where we also tell you parenting haina manual. So, tuko hapa na Her Highness. Introduce yourself.
I'm Baby Jane.
To give you hot parenting tips with experience. So guys, economy, school fees, maisha, and everything else, all summed up in one. We want to talk about how that has affected us as parents, as youths, as children, and as everyone else, you know. So our guest today is Debbie Jane.
I'm not a guest in this family anymore.
Yeah, but, oh well, yeah, okay.
I'm happy to be here again.
Thank you so much, Debbie.
Yeah.
I want you to share with us what you think is happening out here, or what you've observed is happening outside here. What is your experience with your friends, your fellow youth? Unajua wewe bado ni youngster, so
I am very old.
Well, old is gold then, so yeah.
I'm not a youngster, I'm very old.
All right. Yes. How old are you again?
Ish.
You know, if she can't even tell us her age, then how does she start saying I am very old? Anyway, so Debbie Jane, take us with speed. Wanasemanga utupeleke na real.
Okay. No, I'm trying to catch up with this new Gen Z language, but anyway. I feel nimezeeka sana by the way.
Ati new Gen Z language.
Sisi sheng zetu nilikuwa tunaongea kitambo, si kama za sasa hivi. Unasikia mtu anaongea sheng, you're like, na sasa hiyo ni gani?
Well,
but
yeah.
Anyway. So, a lot has been happening in the society, economically, mental health speaking. I don't know, I feel like like the people that I'm relating to, when I feel like life imekuwa so hard. I don't know what hard really means in this situation, but I'm just thinking maybe it's because of venye vitu zinaenda economically, vitu zimechange, life si kama kitambo, prices za vitu zimerise, people are struggling to keep up, and it may drive people into so many things. Depression, people are committing suicide, and I think it's just a conversation that like we need to have, like what is happening and what is the way forward. Yeah. So
the question is, what is happening? And then we have a few answers like there are no jobs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of struggles.
Mm-hmm.
We have people who are struggling to feed their children. We have people who are struggling to earn a living. We have people who feel they make very little, but at the end of the day, this very little that they've made is also being taxed, you know.
Yeah.
So you understand that we are looking for jobs all over. We do not have jobs, but when you get a job pays you like say 15,000 or 20. This money is taxed. Kuna pay, kuna NHIF, kuna NSSF, kuna and those who have pension, so kuna pension, na bado kuna hii kitu inaitwa aje, housing levy. So you just sit down and start wondering, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Am I gonna go do I have to go to work, make 20,000, alafu half of it or even more is taxed? You know. So out here, there are lots of struggles.
Yeah.
And people are really struggling with depression. People do not have food to eat. People don't have places to sleep.
And it's even worse when you have children. I feel like a lot of people, like the people who are struggling the most are the single mothers. I won't say all of them, but most of the people that I've come across are single mothers. Unapata mtu ako na watoto wawili, watatu. She's alone. The husband or the man in question is not in the picture. The children need to go to school. They need to eat. They need to dress. Hauna kazi. Maybe utapata mtu anafulia watu ndio survive. Kufulia watu utapata maybe unalipwa 300 to 500. You have rent to pay. In this 300, and it's not like hizi kazi za kufua you get every day. It could be twice a week.
Yeah.
Let's say that is 600 bob. So how do you want to survive na hii 600? Yeah? Your children wakule. Uchange hii 600 ifike end month ulipe rent. Maybe kwenye unaenda at times inafaa upande gari.
Yeah.
It is just really, really difficult, and not just for single parents peke yake. Even the youth. Uko kwenyu, your parents feel like umekuwa burden. Actually, kuna wazazi wenye at some point they just feel like they've done their part. We toka nje wende utafute kazi. Unaenda huko hakuna kazi, you come back. Yani you are frustrated. Tell me why you'll not end up depressed and thinking of
even taking your life.
Yeah.
And these things have happened because I think I remember a friend of mine who got so much pressure from the parents. Wakimwambia, your age mates sijui wameolewa, your age mates wako job, your age mates are helping their parents, and then you're just here. So I think the friend of mine ended up in drugs. And by the time even tulikuwa tuna realize, it was even past rehabilitation. So what happens? They kill themselves. So you end up losing a young person, an intelligent mind, because my friend was so into designing so much that I knew this designing works. It was made easier with my friend around. But you see, that's how we lost a young mind. That's how we do not have my friend today. Because alikuwa amepewa hiyo pressure ya you need to get out there and look for work.
Yeah.
So as in the process of looking for work, they meet other people, peer influence. I want to move out, kidogo kidogo, they are leaving themselves, kidogo kidogo, drugs, kidogo kidogo. And you know when you are into these drugs, first hata njaa utasikia. Wewe kazi yako itakuwa tu wanaitana. Sorry, ni kukula jaba. Ni jaba ama ni java? Okay.
Jaba.
Sasa unakula jaba, unapiga story ya jaba, you know, and then at the end of the day, it's not just that jaba. There are so many things, like even after, you know, because they ended up speaking at the last minute. Walikuwa wamejidunga sana. The blood is already now, I think, contaminated is not the word, but the blood is now not clean because imejaa madawa ndani. Yeah. And then you just look at it and you're like, but how do I come in and help such a person? What should I do? As a person, my work will be to speak to parents. Niwaambie wazazi, I think at some point we just need to understand what or who we are living with.
Yes.
These children are important to us. Do you know my children never applied that I give back to them? They did not. I actually,
that was your decision.
It was my decision to have the children. And if anything happened by accident, it's me who took myself there, right?
Yes.
So by the time now I'm starting to tell a child it's now time you should go and look for work, nini, that's pressure. And that pressure could lead to us losing a child. You losing a child. Alafu, I do not know, how do you live with the guilt of you just lost your child because you pushed them too hard to go and get a job so that they can feed you?
It's not even, okay, there's that job aspect, and then there's that, like what you mentioned, your mates have done this, your mates are doing this, your mates are married, and you're still, and especially hapo kwa married sana sana, I don't know what's with the marriage thing. I don't know what crown comes with getting married. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, okay, but if someone has to like put pressure on you, constantly be on your case, when are you getting married, when are you getting children, I mean, some people, that is not a priority to them, right? People want to achieve things. Somebody wants to be stable before they can be able to let somebody else into their lives, because we know the challenges that comes with marriage. We know that in this generation, somebody atakwambia, me, I want the marriage to be 50-50, meaning it's not the husband up here. You're all on the same level. What are you going to do if you do not have a job? That's another thing. Somebody is expecting you to step up, do half of the things that
should be done in this house.
Yes, should be done in this house. You do not have means, you do not have a job. And sometimes I think parents should like really listen to their children. You know, this is no longer their generation whereby you could just be dragged and be taken to wherever and get married and stay there, even in a toxic relationship and all those things that they've had to survive. This is a new generation. People think differently. People have evolved, you know, and I don't know.
And different views are also involved, because parents, surely, does it mean when your daughter is married or your son is married, that's when that's when to you they look like normal human beings? Don't you understand sometimes it's just okay for someone not to get married? Because look, there's a saying which goes, it's a very common saying, but I think we just need to remind ourselves. Those who are in marriage wants to come out, and those who are outside, they want to go in. Yeah. So at the end of the day, we want to exchange. You go in, me, I come out. This is what is happening. Even in these marriages. Let's say, for example, personally, when I finished my Form 4, I got married. You know, depending on how I want to look at it, it either made me or broke me.
Yeah.
If I was to take sides, I would go with the broke. You know, the broke part of it. That's the biggest outcome, okay? But anyway, it's not all, you know, it's not all greener on the other side. If I'm staying here, I am not married, I am single. It's not that when I get married, it will be greener. The grass will be greener. It depends. If you water the grass there, it gets greener. If you do not, it will not. There are many factors to consider. First, before you ask your child to just get married because mtoto wa nani ameolewa, you need to think twice. Look at it this way. Who is she getting married to? Is it worth the while? Look at how ladies have been killed in these marriages. Look at how men have been killed in these marriages. You know?
And you know the funny thing is,
yeah,
once you're pushed that hard, you know, there are some people who cannot like be able to handle that kind of pressure. So they get married for the sake of it, okay.
Let me get married for them.
Yeah, let me get married for the sake of it. And then unapata they're tossing themselves into a marriage, maybe with somebody they don't even know, they don't even love, they don't even, and then you start finding yourself in situations.
Yes.
Now you are getting to know the person that you got married to. They're doing things
behind your back.
You go complaining to your parents, they start telling you venye au pia wamekuwa na maisha kwa marriage, but they've been able to survive over 30 years, over 40 years.
You can keep your 30 years to yourself. My goodness.
And then you end up getting killed. And then they're like, sasa mbona tu hakutoka, you know. So those are some of the things that people are trying to avoid. It's not like people don't want to get married. Some of us, we want to get married, but we don't want the pressure that comes with them. We want to get married when we are ready. We want to get married when we feel like it's the right time, not because we are being pushed into it because someone is expecting a grandchild or
dowry or ngombes. Can you imagine you as a parent pushing your child to get married so that upate ngombe? Hello? Imagine we uende kwa kina ngombe ikuje kwenyu mu exchange. Parents, hello, are you there? If you are pushing your child to get married, please also make sure you are giving them the husband that they need to get married to. And please ensure the husband is a husband material, right? So you guys say kuna wife material. Let's also say we need to have a husband material. A man who can provide, a man who can protect, and a man who can be there for his family, his children, his wife, and everything else. And also a man who can protect you from your in-laws. Because in-law manenos ndio iko shagala bagla. So we are I know we are drifting off our topic, which was the economy and what is happening, but again this has led to these issues. Because for example, a man who is frustrated at work because they can't make enough money, they'll come back and frustrate the wife.
Family, yes.
A woman who is unable to get out there and make at least 20% of the living in this house will start frustrating themselves. So you'll find out that as a woman, you're frustrated because there's no money. As a man, you're frustrated because you're not making enough to please your family. Remember, there are those men who wanaangaliwa na everyone else. Anangojewa na wazazi wake, sister zake, uncle zake, aunties, grandchildren, great-grand.
And the family is also there.
Yes, and me and the children, we are also there waiting for him. So ukiangalia tu vizuri unaona this guy doesn't even have enough money. But the burden on his shoulders. Alafu hiyo pesa yenye ako nayo that is not enough is also being taxed. Manze, I don't know where we are headed to as a society, as a community, as families, as friends, as neighbors, and as everyone else, but I am sure things are thick.
Yes.
Yeah, things are thick and things are getting even thicker. Yeah.
Itafika tu point, utaangalia tu idea yako kwenye imesema huko nyuma, fuate tu njia
ukielekea huko, si ndio? Yeah, because how else am I going to survive? And again, kurudi kwenye ID nasema is also not a solution. Because look, these are the same people who are giving you pressure to get married, alafu urudi kwenye wako.
And it's not, let me tell you something. People think that life is easier in the countryside compared to here. I mean, I was there, I've been there for a few weeks, days. And it's not easy. The only thing those people are let me say they're benefiting is because they're not paying rent. Every other thing is money. You want to plant, lazima ununue mbolea, lazima ununue seeds,
lazima ulipe mtu ya plowing,
kukusaidia kufanya all those things. So you have to buy food, because before hizi vitu zote zikuwe mahindi and everything, you have mahindi, but what will you eat with that mahindi?
Na hiyo mahindi lazima isiagwe anyway, so that we have unga.
So it's not easy. Watu wa home wanafikiria watu wa Nairobi wanasikia vizuri, Nairobi wherever you are unasikia vizuri, and then pia sisi huku tunafikiria watu wa nyumbani wanasikia vizuri. Trust me, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
The only difference is that they are not paying rent.
Yeah. And I also think parents should just understand that, or rather, whoever is in the village, elewa tu Nairobi ni shamba la mawe. That's it.
Yeah.
That should be all for you. Huh? That should be all for you. So anyway, guys, we are leaving you with a few things, a few tips here and there. Take care of your children. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health.
Yeah.
Because I feel like mental health, well, it's been discussed all over. But I also think there are people who are not privy to this information on mental health.
True.
The best thing would be to just speak to someone. Otherwise, that mental health issue is a big issue that can affect you today, tomorrow, that would have affected you yesterday. So if you still feel that there's something that is pushing you too hard, whether it's your parents, your community, your family, or even your inner self, speak about it. If it's something that can be helped, then we can help. If you can't find someone to speak with, I am sure there's always that someone who you can speak with. There's always that someone who can listen to you. Hata kama ni ule mtu wa kanisa yenyu nini, I know there are those people who, well, like myself, that will go sinking deeper and deeper with small issues. But until you find out who to share with, the best thing you can do is look for that person.
Yeah.
Because mental health is literally finishing everyone here and there. Depression is real and people are literally getting depressed. So, yeah, Debbie, give your parting shot on these small issues, big issues that we are talking about.
Yeah, big on that mental health. People are going through a lot. The other day, there's this actor that I feel really, really sad when I just talk about his story. You know, he was a man with a very, very bright future, a whole rounded man. You know, he's singing, he's acting, he's writing, he's directing, he's everything. And then comes the mental, issues. 1 minute you see somebody who is so jovial, is so excited about life, is laughing, is having fun,
is happy,
and tomorrow he is dead. Was, and I don't know, people should just talk. It's not easy, especially if you're going through depression. It is not easy to talk. It is not easy to just come out clean and say, this is what I'm going through, and I need this and this help, because people do judge people. The next thing you hear somebody else talking about it. So I feel like that is why some people just shy from talking about their problems. But me, I can just encourage someone, if you're going through something, just look for that one person that you know will listen to you. You can pour out your heart to. It helps. Talking helps
a lot.
Talking to someone who cares about you, someone who listens. And if somebody comes to you with a problem, please listen. Do not try to fix anything. Some of us, we talk to you not because we want you to fix anything. We just want you to listen. So if somebody comes to you, they're going through something, they want a shoulder to lean on, they want you to listen. Do not give your opinion. Do not start correcting mistakes. Do not start telling them things. Just listen.
Listen.
Yeah.
And I think there's something I read from somewhere that says, be that person who I can come, not because you're going to give your opinion, but because you're going to listen to me.
Yeah.
Debbie, by there, you guys, we forgot to tell you that we are authors. We are published authors. And my book is called The Color of the Sun. Debbie's book is called
Veiled Heart.
Veiled Heart. Both of these books you can get from Nuria Bookstore, Pale Tao, Bazaar Plaza, room number 1105. Guys, sometimes people find different ways of getting an outlet. If I can tell you the reason why I started writing, if I can tell you the reason why I sit down at 3 a.m., at 4 a.m. to just write, it's because that is my outlet. That is the only way I've found out that I can express myself without being judged, right? If you were to read that book today, The Color of the Sun, it's not directly directed to me, but I know so many people have come back asking, Achieng, is this you? No. Well, I don't know.
And that's the beauty about writing.
It's the beauty about writing. You are letting out.
I heard someone say, as a writer, be very careful because you might end up in my book. So we take your story and you just,
and just put it down on paper. And my story, right, is it's all, I'm not saying my name is Achieng Opio, this is what I have gone through in life. Zero. I will write it in a way that you of course you will think, you'll create an Achieng in your head because it's Achieng who has written the book. You'll think about, this girl this girl that. But can you imagine, I've relieved myself by writing what I am going through indirectly. So if you want and you are unable to also find someone to speak with, sit down and write on foolscaps. Type on laptop, type on a phone, write on a diary. Have your diary, be writing things.
Even writing really helps. Writing has pulled me from dark places,
Same here.
If you can't find someone to talk to because people are so judgmental, just write on your diary. I mean, no one is really going to read that. Just pour your heart out to your diary.
Yes.
It really, really helps.
I remember when we used to write for so many people during Corona, and we had WhatsApp groups and people were joining. I mean, you're going through a lot of things and you're speaking to people who are on WhatsApp and they don't know you. And then whatever you're writing, it's your hope that someone reads this and it, I think we just felt like by someone reading this, we are talking to them.
Yes.
And then you still find someone coming to your DM and saying, but why are you telling my story? It's like they could really relate to your story. They can resonate with it. And then you are saving someone. I mean, so write it up if you can't talk about it.
It helps.
It helps.
It really helps.
Debbie, I feel like we should close this show before I get so emotional. Anyway, you guys, if you have not subscribed, take this perfect opportunity to hit on the subscribe button and stay tuned for our next parenting talk.